Hey, welcome back to the CannaTech podcast. Boy, John, I was about to say CannaTech Expo, but that's the show we just completed over 2 weeks ago. My
Awesome.
head's spinning, and I'm sitting down here in a heat dome in Austin, Texas. But how are you doing, John?
Doing fantastic. Things have been really interesting for us in the last few months. Looking forward to talking to you about them.
Yeah, well, let's just jump right into it. You thought you had two or three things going on, points of interest. Take it.
So everybody kind of knows me for the best practices plus existing technology equals sometimes a smarter way to go than reinventing the wheel, right? That's my jam. So I've joined a new group called Adentro, and Adentro is ostensibly a restaurant technology business in the beginning. But essentially what they did was about a decade ago, they started selling Wi-Fi hotspots and collecting first-party data for a CRM. And it works in retail. We've got it in restaurants, stadiums, malls. It's a ubiquitous kind of business is to give free Wi-Fi and say, hey, we have free Wi-Fi, right? We've all used that, right? We all wonder what happens to that data. Well, what happens when it's done properly is it's privacy compliant first-party data. And then you can use it to send messages to your own constituency, which are your customers, right? And so it helps you build a CRM of all of your best customers. I do it with I have text messaging version of that with my current dispensary today, for instance. And so I know this stuff actually works. So Adentro has 10,000 existing locations, and we built up an audience of 60 million end users that have opted in. And it turned out to be a smart bet. When GDPR came in and CCPA compliance came in, we were already compliant. And so we are a global organization now growing it. And we've been extending our reach into a lot of different industries. So there's a really fantastic play within the cannabis industry. One of the biggest problems we have is acquiring new customers. And second one is keeping good customers, because there's somebody always after their dollars, right? And they're always poaching them. So what we're suggesting is that you monetize your own audience by giving away free Wi-Fi, but having them give you an email address for it. What that does is allow you to engage them, and you can do it in an automated fashion. This is like one time, one and done. It's like $199 a month for a single location, and we give discounts, of course, for everybody. But so basically, what happens, somebody walks in and gives them free Wi-Fi, and they can get to the menu and the things that they've got while they're waiting in line, and be able to set up their online order, whatever they're doing, and then have a talk with a budtista and finish the conversation. But then when they leave, the first time they do it, they get an automated email message that says, hey, thanks for being a new customer. Here's a goodie, okay? It measures and uses AI behaviorally to understand what they're doing. Third visit, fourth visit, 10th visit, get a free ice cream, that kind of stuff. And, oh, we haven't seen you in 2 months. Where have you been? And so you can automate those messages. And more importantly, and this is the secret sauce, that's the IoT piece that, that I love, is being able to track things, is that when somebody opens an email, we know that they opened an email, that they opened an email, number one, and that's just, clicks and views that you're used to. But what we do that's more important is we measure a walkthrough. And so when somebody shows up, you can tie your advertising that you spent to send them an email and prove that they showed up. And nobody's been able to do that in the past. And then more importantly, beyond that, when you're looking for a new audience, we can tie that to our 60 million users and find out who has an affinity audience that's within that matches your best customer, because we know all the kinds of places that they like in real life. We can help you drive new business and prove that your advertisement on Facebook or Instagram actually worked. Now, that's really neat stuff.
All right. Point number two. I think you had two or three points to circulate. The RSP.
Well, number two is I'm rejoining the RSPA and will be on the Strategic Technology Solutions Committee, as I was before, writing magazine articles and sending emails and part of the education team. And so what I've done in the past was educate MSPs and ISPs on how to do business. And I'm really excited to be rejoining the team. With any luck, I'll be at Retail Now as well, coming up on July 24th in Florida, and look forward to meeting everybody there. And I think that's it for today.
Yeah. All right. Well, hope to see you in Orlando, Florida. As I talk to you off the screen, and I could go on and on about events in general today. Events are goofy. I'll leave it at that. And my IT career, maybe not so much in the cannabis sector, but events are funny because we're just starting to get back into them and the airfares are super high and blah, blah, blah. But I will tell you this from my perspective, the RSPA Retail Now over the last 12 months has had the highest ROI for me in what I do, right? And so shout out to them. And I'm also being very selective. I'm turning down events from my past life. I got caught up in this mentality as an analyst, and the sponsor would pay your airfare and hotel, and you say nice things about their event and their sponsors. And now, John, it comes down to time management. I got to manage my time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm in the same boat, and I've gone to a few shows, and I'm being a little bit more selective now. But I will tell you what, getting out there and shaking hands and talking to people again, that's where business happens. So I'm grateful that we've gotten to the place where it's a little bit safer to be able to do so, and I'm doing them where it makes business sense. So, like I said, I look forward to seeing you live in person again, because it's been a little bit.
Yeah, it has, man. All right. We'll talk to you next quarter, if not sooner.
Thank you. Take care. See you soon. Bye, everybody.